Sam, your harness has been completed. So yeah, we built you the other one, and obviously I think it was an LS or a GS, whatever it was, 3Z front harness, and then you wanted the rear harness. So we said you would put this together for you. So this is a completely new harness. Okay. Basically, what we've done is we've constructed it slightly different. I mean, a lot of the guys, everybody's got their own viewpoints on how to construct harnesses. What we did is we've used so this is the actual tubular. It's not a wraparound. Okay, so it's a tube, and then we shrink it out on either end. Okay, so it's actually got a double shrink on that side to hold it in place. Okay, and then we still use our fabric tape on the actual main body of the harness. So all of this it's taped in a way that there's no end, so you'll never have any unraveling or anything like that, and none of these will ever basically break down and unravel and fall apart. So yeah, we put a wireframe skeletal in the harness. So I'll supply you. I haven't had time to draw these out yet. The brackets to hold the harness in place, but I mean it's basically been molded to the engine anyway. Okay, so the harness can only go on the motor one way, and it can only sit one way. It's not really going to move around. But I will draw those out, and then I will post those off to you. I know that you're in a hurry for this. Okay, so let's just run through. We have our right-hand O2 sensor. Okay, it goes up. It goes through to your alternator. So that'll give you your charge light, as well as switching on the alternator, the exciter and whatnot. And then this cable is for your airflow meter, so your 5-pin airflow meter connector. Oil control valve. You have your throttle motor. Okay. EFI water temp. You have your. We add this in. It's basically a temperature. It's basically a single wire, a single conductor going into the cab, so that you can screw a temperature sensor into. You'll see there's a little stopper plug on the bottom. Just underneath the EFI water temp sensor, there's a little stopper plug. You can screw that out, screw a Toyota sensor into that, and that'll plug straight on there, and then everything's watertight. You're not going to have a problem there. Okay. All of your injector connectors, all of that stuff. This is your variable intake length actuator. So it's basically a VSV valve that controls a segment of butterfly valves within your intake chamber. And increases and decreases the length of your intake chamber, okay, and therefore higher and lower, horsepower and vice versa on kilowatt, right? So that's basically that. Right hand cam sensor, so post VVTI. Okay, we'll go down to ECU in a moment. So runs down. This is for your starter solenoid and your knock sensors. So the usual 3-pin that's a discontinued product. So we put this on, okay, and that's being tied into the harness. Okay, and then we give you this piece that you're going to bolt into your sub harness. So you'll see you've basically got a 3-pin connector with your solenoid. You can take all of that crap out and just put this one in, okay, and you've got your left hand, your right hand O2 sensors, and you've got your crank solenoid. So that's just plug in and away you go. Okay. One earth strap on this harness, so you've only got one on the left hand side. Normally on a rebuild you've got one on either side, so you've only got that one that you've got to worry about. Take an additional earth strap from this head to your firewall or directly to your battery, either which way you want to go. Make sure it's got a direct ground to battery negative. Okay. This positive over here, directly to your battery positive. That is your main power supply for the system. This side, very much the same as the other side. Okay, so we've always been into rebuilds and stuff, so we haven't, built new harnesses as such. Okay. So we did a run. We're missing the connector for a noise filter. This is not going to stop you. So this is basically one of these. It stops noise on your radio. Okay, we are waiting for our shipment for those connectors to come in. Okay, and then we will post that to you together with the little brackets to hold your harness on. So you'll probably get 4 or 5 brackets. It'll bolt in there. You've got 2 on the front, and then you've got probably maybe one on the back. Okay, and then we'll send you this. Okay, it's not a problem. It's not going to affect the running. You can get up and running. You can do your thing. Okay, all this will do is it'll decrease noise on your radio in the vehicle. So ignition, interference noise on your radio. Okay. VSV valve, if you do use it or you don't, up to you. I think that your ECU was done by Quantum, so I'm pretty sure Brandon would have taken that out for you. Still functional, okay, so you plug it in, it will work, but if it's unplugged, you should still not receive an error code. It all depends on how you flashed it, okay, but you should be rock and roll as far as any of that goes. The worst it can do is bring up an error code. It's not going to, affect the running of the motor or anything like that. This side very much the same as the other side. So again, everything all wrapped up and whatnot. Runs down. So again, skeletal frame, right? So you've got a piece of stainless steel in here that's keeping its form. It runs down, goes to your pre-VVTI cam sensor, your throttle position sensor, runs down and goes to your crank position sensor, goes to your oil pressure switch, right, wraps all the way around here in the front, okay, the oil pressure switch, and then goes to your left-hand O2 sensor. So we've taken all of this wiring. The OEM wiring used to run sort of in the back. It'll run behind here, between the header and the manifold and the head. We've taken it in the front so that it doesn't, you don't have to worry about it getting burnt up with your exhausts. Okay, running down here. So this is a flange that we've decided to use as a grommet to go through the firewall. It'll never deteriorate. Okay, we just don't have seals and stuff for this. I would use you get that 1/2-inch sealing foam, or that black tape foam. I would just put a ring of that around there, bolt that up to your firewall. You'll never have a problem. Okay, I mean, all of these are, I don't know, M8 or whatever they are, complete overkill. So this is actually for a drive shaft. It's not an electrical thing. So this will never deteriorate. Okay, and then here you've got where your ECU plugs in. Obviously, you've got your own ECU, so this piece of it all you've got. Okay, and then you've got these two connectors. So you've got a 10-pin connector, and then you've got, it's a 12. Right, so the 10-pin connector is your ignition, your fuel, your start, your rev counter, temperature gauge. You've got your oil light, charge light. You've got your engine light, okay? And you've got RFC, so that's going to, if you are running the Lexus fans with pulse width modulation, you can do that, okay? It's all built in there. This connector, you don't have to worry about. This connector, we give you a bridge connector, so that is an additional piece of harness that plugs into this, okay, and it's about 4 feet or whatever it is, perfectly long enough to get to the other side of the vehicle. And then you have your accelerator connector, and you've got your OBD2 connector. So that's basically the construction of the harness. Yeah, she's good. I don't foresee any issues at all ever. Yeah, very good of it. We actually produced a few of them at the same time. So yeah, we'll see how it rolls. But yeah, I think you're going to really enjoy it. I don't foresee any problems at all. Runs beautiful. So Sam, okay, basically put on the air intake pipe. Okay, plugged in the airflow meter. And what I've done is I put a little bridge connector from so you've got your starter motor harness and whatnot. So this is the plug that plugs into your solenoid for your starter. So I basically just put a bridge connector in there, okay, just to get power onto my starter section, because this is a 6-speed engine, right? So put that all on. Airflow meter, I'll get the guys to extend this, okay? I think that we're going to make it basically twice as long as that, so we'll make it probably, I don't know, 10 inches longer than this. Okay. And then, yeah, these airflow meter housings, whatever you're using for this, Obviously the airflow meter is usually on the top, right? So just be sure that that your inside diameter is correct, because obviously the smaller it goes, the air volume will move through faster and give incorrect readings to the airflow meter. So just make sure that that is set up properly. I'm not going to be able to run it for very long. Yeah, I don't have a cooling system on here, but yeah, let's give her a run here. So we'll do a. Let me quickly. Rather disorganized here. Okay, so this is a K line. And sorry, I was doing flashing on the bench, so let's just do an ID. So this is reading the calibration data, part number that's set up on the ECU. So there you go, there's all the part number, calibration data, blah blah, and then let's just quickly do a quick scan. I don't know if it was on when the... Okay, so it's got nothing in memory. I was just worried there was something in memory there. So let's clear that. And we'll... So I'm just going to prime the fuel a little bit. And then we will... So no error codes. Now you can actually start up right up. No delay, nothing like that, everything's just do another scan. Sometimes it could take a little long for a code to be recognized, but there you can see there's no error codes. I'll just switch it off over there. Yeah, so there's no error codes. There's starts up straight up. So when you start it, it's good to, because obviously now when the battery's off and so on and so forth, you can lose memory. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to start it, switch it off, start it, switch it off, start it, switch it off. It basically lets the computer learn. Okay, so you can do that 4 or 5 times, and then she'll you know be set in a lot better. Okay, and then she'll carry on learning as you drive her. And yeah, so yeah, you should really enjoy it. If you've got any questions, any concerns, anything like that, let us know. But yeah, she runs good. She runs real good.